Hello guys and welcome back to Trending Updates TV. Former United States President Barack Obama's sister Auma Obama warned Kenyans of a dangerous orange gas that was released to protesters in Nairobi CBD during yesterday's protests. Speaking through her social media platform X, Auma indicated that the gas that was released to protesters was Agent Orange that was seized to be used in the 1970s over its effects. Shared by Dictator Watch, Auma Obama wrote, "Evil, evil, evil." Dictator Watch amplified with the caption, "William Ruto has now gone for poisonous gas. The orange substance is highly toxic. These are crime against humanity." Taking to the X platform, Kenyans have condemned the use of the strange pinkish gas that has never been used since the onset of anti-government protests in the country, terming the move as crimes against the people. According to the Aspen Institute, Agent Orange was a herbicide mixture used by the US military during the Vietnam War. Much of it contained a dangerous chemical contaminant called dioxin. Production of Agent Orange ended in the 1970s and is no longer in use. The dioxin is highly toxic and persistent organic pollutant linked to cancers, diabetes, birth defects, and other disabilities. Even though it's not yet clear whether the Kenyan police actually used Agent Orange on protesters, one Kenyan shared her experience after the substance was unleashed on the streets of Nairobi yesterday. "They shot someone in the eye today, and when people tried to help him, they tear-gassed the entire street with dioxin. My friends and I could not breathe. One of us is asthmatic and still feeling the effects of the gas. Ruto must go by any means necessary." I did some digging on dioxin gas, and this is what I came up with.
During the Vietnam War, the U.S. government employed Agent Orange, a defoliant containing high levels of dioxin, as a tactical weapon. Over a period of 10 years, 84 million liters of the defoliant were sprayed. During that time, 5 million people were directly exposed to the toxin. They absorb dioxin through their skin into their body. To this day, dioxin continues to be absorbed by Vietnamese people via their groundwater and the food, especially the animal fat that they ingest. Dioxin exposure can lead to serious health damage. Heart and brain damage, cancer of the liver, lungs, kidneys, intestines and bone marrow, plus chloracne, spasms, as well as neurological and mental health dysfunctions, and leukemia are only some of the consequences of dioxin. Over 3 million people suffer from these diseases. But the toxin's impacts become even more profound once it migrates into the human cell. The cell nucleus is protected by a membrane in order to disable molecules which are foreign to the body from entering the nucleus. Here, the dioxin combines with the AH receptor. This receptor is a protein which regulates the cell growth. The newly formed combination is then perceived as the body's own hormone and can therefore penetrate the protective barrier. Once inside of the nucleus, it activates DNA sequences and damages the genes. Since the war, over 150,000 Vietnamese children have been born with congenital malformations, which can be traced back to dioxin. Amongst these diseases are mental disability, orofacial cleft, facial asymmetry, stunted growth, deformations of the brain and the spinal marrow, as well as severe malformations such as deformed, misplaced, or missing extremities and organs. Most of the affected children who survive their birth suffer from lifelong pain. Even though the last military operations using Agent Orange date back 40 years, dioxin continuously produces new victims through genetic inheritance and the contaminated environment. 17 million people have come in contact with the toxin since the war ended, and the number of affected persons steadily grows.